Greetings, YouTube. A Canadian psychiatrist known as Dr. Aubrey Levin has been charged with upwards of 30 counts of sexually assaulting patients, male patients. Now, this in and of itself is bad enough. Sexually assaulting anyone is an abomination. This particular doctor at one time was a member of the government in South Africa during the era of apartheid, where he was known as Dr. Shock, because he used shock therapy, something I personally consider to be of dubious value, in an attempt to cure gay soldiers of their homosexuality. He was a deep, deep-seated homophobe, and has been since the 1960s. But surprise, surprise, he is in fact a closeted gay man. Because you know, folks, there is no loathing like self-loathing. But there's a reason his shock treatments failed. Well, two reasons. One, because I don't know if shock treatments ever actually solve anything. But secondly, there's a reason you can't cure someone of being gay. Because being gay isn't a disorder. It is not a disease. It is simply how some people are. And if Dr. Levin had accepted that about himself, say, 40 years ago, maybe he would have not taken the tactic of trying to torture people in an attempt to cure them of something that doesn't need to be cured. But he didn't, and he decided to externalize his own self-loathing in an attempt to cure other people of something that he himself hated about himself. And he used the method at hand as a psychiatrist. I mean, he had access to this technology, might as well use it. It's just stunning to me that the level of convolution a person has to wrap their head around to not only become a homophobe, hiding your own sexuality and externalizing it and hating others, but then convince yourself that it's okay to torture people in an attempt to cure them of something which is just how they are. I think he had about as much chance of curing someone of being gay as he would have had of curing them of being blue-eyed. It just wasn't going to happen. But he did shock a whole lot of people, causing a whole lot of pain and suffering. And then eventually, once apartheid fell, he moved to Canada. I'll link the article. It's from The Guardian, a UK newspaper. I actually kind of like The Guardian. I guess there wasn't any business in South Africa anymore once the government that he supported disappeared. So he decided to move there and take up shop, whereupon he decided he would start abusing patients. Again, externalizing issues that he could not resolve. One of the patients went to the effort to actually film the process of being assaulted by the doctor to gather evidence to be used against him. And now other people have stepped forward. They always do, because there's shame here, folks. It's hard to be the first one out to say, hey, this guy did something. I know I am a survivor of sexual abuse. I never said anything. I did not really come to grips with it until I was 30. And it happened when I was a teenager. You feel like you're the only one in the world. So it does not surprise me in the least that these people stayed quiet and said nothing. And I'm just glad that one of them was brave enough to do something about it, because he led the way and others have come forward to join him. And that's a good thing, because the only way you're ever going to get past this, the only way you're going to heal, is by dealing with it and by confronting the individual in question. But this guy is just another case of a deeply closeted, self-loathing gay person because society says it's bad to be gay. Society would just get off its high horse and accept people for what they are. We'd have a whole lot fewer of these individuals in the world, and that would be a good thing. So I'm hoping that Dr. Shock gets the shock of his life and finds himself in jail, which is where he belongs for being a person that would sexually abuse another human being. But I fully endorse the use of the judicial system. I want him charged. I want him tried. I want him jailed if he's found guilty. And when he's in jail, I want him treated with complete and utter humanity. I do not wish ill upon him in the least, but he has broken the law. He has harmed others. We as a society need to isolate him and to show him that we do not approve of what he's done. So I'm hoping that there's a resolution here. I'm hoping that the people that he hurt can find some healing now, that they can know that there maybe is some justice in the world, at least in their case, and that would be a good thing. And I hope that all the men and women he harmed when he was in South Africa and attempted to cure them of something that didn't need a cure can now know that the world knows what's going on, and that I at least, accept them for who they are. And I hope they've found some solace and an ability to move on from what happened to them, and are now as well adjusted as they can be, happy with who they are, so that they don't end up having an issue where they loathe themselves more than anyone else in the world ever could.